that's that. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about was, okay, I'm going to start by showing you this trailer for this movie that you might have seen before. Maybe. Have you heard of Heavy Metal?
Columbia Pictures presents Heavy Metal. A trip beyond the future to a universe you've never seen before. A universe of mystery. A universe of passionate fantasies. A universe of terrifying evil. A universe of magic. Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal, a step beyond science fiction.
Okay, so that was obviously awesome. And that trailer you just saw was for the 1981 movie Heavy Metal. Now, Heavy Metal was actually based on a serial, like a magazine, similar to something like an anthology comic magazine, similar to something like Shonen Jump, except it's mostly European and North American. And there's not nearly as much manga in it, but it's basically a long-running anthology magazine of adult science fiction and fantasy and sci-fi and fantasy for the most part. And it's been running now since the 70s, I think. That sounds right. And so it's just this incredibly long-running magazine. In fact, it's still in publication today. And just in case you don't believe me, here is their website of Heavy Metal. And if you wanted to buy this most recent magazine, which is issue 309, you can do so on their website for $13. Now, once you've read a couple of these magazines like I have, I've got a stack behind me here, and I'd love to show you them on camera, but well, I might get in trouble for it. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you might know why I can't necessarily show you the covers of these magazines. They're not for children. And that got me thinking about how come at this point, with all of the adult animation that's coming out these days, especially in the anime world, why isn't there an animated series of Heavy Metal? It could be like an anthology series, like a Black Mirror or Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams. It could be like that, but imagine that, but animated. Or there was a show on CBC. You can tell where I'm from. I'm definitely from Canada. Years ago, when I was a kid, called Maple Shorts, and it was like an animated short film festival of like Canadian animators. How cool would it be if that could be something like this, done to the same level of detail and animation quality as that original movie, or maybe a little bit less, or maybe a little bit more. Or a better example, Love, Death, and Robots. Something like Love, Death, and Robots, but under the Heavy Metal name, which would open it up to so many different story ideas. Needless to say, something like this has me extremely excited. And you know what? Obviously, I don't think the creators of this magazine are ever going to see this video or see the stream, but if they do, I want you to know that the idea of a Heavy Metal animated series would be huge. I would watch the heck out of it. I would check it out, and I would recommend it to all my friends. And I think it would be a great way to introduce people to the idea that animation isn't for children. It isn't just for children. And I know that anime has done a fantastic job of that. And obviously that's getting lots and lots of attention. But why not use that to shed a light on North American and European creators as well? Just an idea. Think about it. And if you're interested in heavy metal, check out the movie first. That's what I saw first, was the movie. They made a second movie, Heavy Metal 2000. In fact, I'm going to pull that up really quick. I'll show you the trailer for Heavy Metal 2000 real quick. Heavy Metal 2000 trailer. So while the first one was just was an anthology movie, which told a whole bunch of different stories surrounding this one thing. This one, the sequel, took one story from that original and expanded it to a whole movie. Didn't do as well in theaters, but let's check out the trailer for it real quick.
It was first discovered on Earth. Some say we can never win against it. Some say we've already lost. And some call it by a name. Heavy Metal 2000. There's a new warrior in the galaxy.
Don't talk, don't touch, don't even breathe.
She's armed to the teeth.
Who's gonna pay for all this?
And she'll take you down, big time.
You shouldn't have done that.
It's not for the timid. It's not for the meek. And it's definitely not for your parents.
Over 200 dirty words. You're not from our world.
No way.
This is Heavy Metal 2000, and it kicks ass. Featuring stellar music from the most lethal names in heavy metal. It'll push you to the limit and drive you to madness.
Insanity has to end.
Heavy Metal 2000 rocks on video and DVD.
Why didn't you tell me that before?
It'll suck your mind dry.
You fools!
Okay, so obviously that might get me in trouble too. But point being, this has been pushed before. They've tried to make something like this before, and it didn't do well in the past. But I'm wondering how much of that was because of limits on animation. But now that with computer animation being where it's at, and with so many other animated properties being created, I think it might be time to give heavy metal another shot. But that's just one guy's opinion.